I'm here with my 2019 Alfa Romeo Giulia, and this is the Q4 all-wheel drive model. I picked this car up about 3 weeks ago, and so far it's been an absolute blast. I traded in the Chrysler 300 and got the Giulia. So I do 1-year leases through FCA, and this car was next on my radar after the 300. So, and don't mind the snow, it's classic December here in Michigan. I think the goal of this was to have a more fun to drive car that focused less on technology and more on fun to drive factor. And so I got more of a base model Q4 all-wheel drive model with Rosso red, the red and leather interior, and the base wheels. These are the base, I believe they're 17-inch wheels. They're a little small. I think if you were keeping this car for the long term, like an 18-inch wheel would probably look just about right without sacrificing too much ride quality. So overall, I've been very happy with it, and this car has just a lot of features and a lot of different cool tech, and it's also extremely fast and gets really good gas mileage. So there's only one issue with this car that I got. It was just a slight build quality problem, and the door on the rear actually opens from the inside, but it doesn't open from the outside, strangely enough. Even if I unlock the car and then pull on the door handle, nothing happens. It opens from the inside, the child locks are off, all the other doors work from the inside and outside, so I'm having this brought in 2 days from now just to have that reattached. I think there was just a loose connection with the outside door handle, so that'll be easily fixed. But other than that, stepping into the car, it's got the red leather interior that just about perfectly matches the Rosso red exterior, which is kind of cool. The color looks a little pink on camera, but it's actually much deeper than you might expect. So it actually looks more premium than I was initially thinking. Door has a pretty solid thunk to it, not quite as solid as the 300, but still really good nonetheless. Got the door locks here, which is pretty cool on the left and right hand sides. It has ambient interior lighting as part of the Harman Kardon audio system package. So you got the kind of extra speakers in here. It's a 800 watt 12 speaker Harman Kardon sound system with surround sound. I don't think it sounds quite as good as the 10 speaker Beats sound system that was in my 300. This just doesn't have quite as much clarity or as much depth to the sound. Even tweaking with the equalizer and stuff in the infotainment, it just wasn't quite up to par with the 300. So in terms of like features like that, like little things, maybe it isn't quite as livable day to day as a Chrysler 300. But in terms of sheer driving fun, this car is pretty much unrivaled. So it has auto up and down for all the windows. Those haven't had any issues. I already have 2,839 miles on it, so I've already put some substantial miles on it. This is just the 6.5-inch base screen, which is fine. I don't really have a lot of issues with it. It's very quick to respond, even faster than the Uconnect system that was in the Chrysler 300. So this works pretty darn well. Backup camera is pretty clear, but I think the screen graphics let it down just a little bit. Overall fit and finish is actually pretty darn good, and I think this car just has an overall like premium feel to it that is very hard to come by if you're not in this class of vehicle. I think it just has the style and look to it that is very Italian, very premium and high-end, and it just looks really, really nice, especially in the daytime when you can see the contrast between the red, this like faux wood, dark wood, and then the like injection molded soft touch dashboard. So it's really nice. I like it overall. I've been getting decent mileage. I think in the city I've been getting about 25.3 miles to the gallon. On the highway I get about 32 miles to the gallon in the winter, which is pretty good. I think in the summer I'll get closer to like 35, so this car is going to get pretty good gas mileage for the power. It does 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds, which I completely agree with. It feels very, very quick, way quicker than the 300 was. Got some of these controls up here. Got your HomeLink system. You have LED interior lights all the way around here, which is kind of cool, and they all like fade in and out. So that's pretty nice. And you have these two like ambient lights here that shine directly onto the center console, right where your hands would go. So if they put like an Alfa Romeo emblem right here, it would probably have been perfect spot for it. Your DNA selector here. I actually keep it in A mode quite often because I'm just commuting to and from work. And then as soon as I want to accelerate, I just either switch it up to normal or dynamic. And the instrument cluster will actually change different colors based on what mode you're in. So A is advanced efficiency, normal is natural, and D is for dynamic. It changes steering response. In dynamic, it changes like how your brakes feel. They're a little bit firmer and touchier in dynamic. Natural, the throttle response is dialed back a little bit. Brakes are dialed back a little bit, and steering's dialed back to be less quick. Advanced efficiency makes the throttle even more less responsive, and on the highway I'll actually freewheel and shift to neutral down some slight hills in order to save gas if the system deems it is actually going to help fuel economy. So that's pretty nice to have. Engine start stop, you can turn that off right here on the left, but I actually keep it on most of the time just because it saves gas mileage, it saves fuel I should say, and the city mileage of this is phenomenal. When you have that system on, you're able to get easily 22 mpg in heavy stop and go traffic, which is really impressive for a car like this with this much power. So that's not bad, and it's pretty smooth, so I trust it. I haven't had any problems with it so far, so I think it's been pretty good. So stepping into the back seat here, I can show you how much room it has. So stepping in. You know, this seat's pretty far back in the front, but I still have, at 6 feet tall, I still have about 2 inches of leg room, plenty of toe room, which is not too bad. But if this seat was farther up, like if there was a person sitting back here, you'd want to move this passenger seat farther up. So overall, it's pretty good, not terrible. I saw one time on the forums, there was a picture of this and it kind of looked like you got a mouth right here and you got 2 eyes, which you just really can't unsee once you see it. Looks a little bit like a minion face or something, which is really hilarious. But the seats back here are actually really comfortable. This is the first time I've sat back here, and it's really not bad at all, actually. Don't mind it. Got some cup holders, which are not bad. No center console storage, but plenty of headroom when you don't get the sunroof. If you were to have the sunroof, my head would probably be touching the ceiling at 6 feet tall, so I'd probably not get the sunroof if you're a taller person. Right here, you got your ambient lights again for the back seat, and then you have these fade in and out LED dome lights, which are really nice. So not bad. Overall, it's a really nice car. It's really fun to drive, and good power, good gas mileage, and it's also really safe. I think Institute for Highway Safety said this is a top safety pick, so it's pretty impressive for this kind of car. So yeah, so this is my 2019 Alfa Romeo Giulia with all-wheel drive, base model, and I've been really enjoying it so far. I'm really happy with it, and I think I'm going to post a lot of videos on this, hopefully more than I did with the Chrysler 300. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Put any questions or comments in the section below, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.